Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us today. We're gonna do one of my favorite proteins today. We're gonna do a pork chop. Man, we're gonna sear it in the pan, gonna season it up really, really nice. We're gonna do some nice Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, some fried cauliflower. Good little southern kind of plate. I hope you'll like it. Come on in, we're gonna get started. This is Cooking Today. Hey everybody, welcome into the show. Man, thanks so much for being with us today. I hope you're having a great day. We are doing a cool dish for you. Man, great little pork chop. We have some pork chop with the bone in, and it's gonna be nice. We're gonna get to that in a second. I have some Goldie potatoes going on the stove here. Just about 6 or 8 small gold potatoes. They're gonna be good, honey gold potatoes. And I love these. And we're doing them as a mash. And so I really dig the mash aspect of the golden potatoes. They're so good. They pack so much flavor. So we're gonna add some butter to that water. And also some salt and some black pepper right in there with the water. And we wanna let these guys go. This is, one of those jobs you got to do at the very beginning of a dish so that they're going. We mash the taters at the end. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to trim our chops away. So this is the pork rack. And the rack, it's the whole loin, okay? And it's got the ribs still attached to it. And this is the way it comes, that you got the eye of the loin right here. And then you have up on top of that the ribs. So your baby backs, your St. Louis, all the ribs, they're right up on top of the loin. And so we're leaving the ribs attached here so we have a nice sickle, basically, a little pig sickle going on. And we can cut our chops right out of this. So I like to go right down the bone and cut me out a nice thick chop. Right on the edge of that bone. So you can just go right down that bone and you'll find your way back to the flesh and make some nice pork chops out of this. And they're super, super simple. And so let me just get a quick wash before I move on with that. I don't have my gloves on. I got to get a quick wash. So we'll season them up. And I have this pan here already going. And I'm going to go ahead and oil it too. My pan's good and hot and ready to rock. So we're going to season up. First, black pepper. All over these babies. And we're going to give it some good color by giving it a little chili powder, a little paprika as well. Roasted garlic, sea salt. We will hit it with our granulated garlic, just like that, just a dusting. Chili powder, like I said, right here. And this will give us some good color, good flavor too. Give us a little bit of some smokiness. And then we're going to add just a little bit of paprika. And our pan is smoking. She's ready to go. I'm going to take that off for just a second. And now with that pan being hot like that, I want to be real careful once I get these going in there. So I like to grab the bone just like this, and I will always lay it out away from myself. So just get it in the pan and let the bone go out away from you. Make sure you got oil in every part of the pan. So when you get ready to put your next one in, you got to make sure that you have oil in that spot that you're laying it down. And we got the big skillet out here so we could do this. And you notice that oil changes color instantly with the chili powder and the paprika. That's perfect. And the aroma that you get automatically is just lovely. So we're gonna get another quick wash here, because what we need to do, we need to season the side that we didn't before, and that side is up right now. So again, with the salt and the black pepper, just like that. These are thick chops, you guys, so you got to just make sure you let them go. And I have the oven turned on right now. It is set at 400, and I don't have the convection fans going. I just got it on just dry heat. We'll set it at 400, but we want to try real hard to get some crispy going on each side of our chops before we ever sell them to the oven. And man, you know, pork has come a long ways. It's one of those things that you can serve a little bit undercooked anymore and it still be good. Nobody will be mad at you for leaving a little undercooked. Let me grab my tongs right here. And so with any protein, you just want to make sure that it is ready to be released from the pan before you start to move it. And it is right now. So let's just get this one flipped over and let you see how pretty that guy is. Look at that. These are gonna be beautiful. You guys, when we get back, man, we're gonna go ahead and get these guys into the oven, and we'll get our cauliflower all prepped up and ready to go. You guys stick with me, this is cooking today. So I'm using a pork rack today. It's got the ribs still attached to it. We're gonna cut out nice thick pork chops. Okay everybody, welcome back. Man, we continue on. Our pork chops are rocking and rolling. And before I get those guys into the oven, I wanna continue to turn them. So we've been down on the second side there for a bit. I'm gonna flip them over again. And you can see that we don't have the skillet fired up to high. We're just letting them roll slowly. Not too much sizzle, but enough. I'm telling you, favorite things in the world right now is that noise that you're hearing out of the skillet. That means, that's that warning. We know that something good is coming with that sizzling noise. That's a great sign right there. And so we just want to let those go. I'm going to put those in the oven in just a few minutes as soon as I get my cauliflower prepped. And this is a great little local product that we found. I love using the local stuff. It's going to be a great little deal. And you know what? We aren't doing anything to it except prepping it up, and we're going to put it into the fryer. Super simple. We'll season it up at the end with salt and pepper, but we are simply going to put it into the fryer. So let me just get my knife here washed up. Let me make sure I got it clean, that there's no pork on there. Get this baby dried up. And my hand, of course. So, and I want to show you my trick to this, okay? So you see this right here. That is that stalk or the stem. The cauliflower sits pretty much like that in the ground. And with that stalk there, we really don't need that. So there's a couple of different ways to go about it. We are going to go right inside, and I left those leaves. When you break those leaves off like that, it leaves a little bit of their hardness, that center, the vein in there. And so we want to start right there and just cut our way through the bottom part of that stalk. And once you get the bulk of it out like that, I mean, that's done. We're done with that guy. I'll let you see this here. We still have some represented up in here. So once I get to here, man, it breaks right apart. And I always treat it like I do broccoli. I will start with the underside. So from the underside, I will just start to remove the tops or the floret part of the cauliflower. Same with broccoli. And here is the inedible part that we don't need, can't do anything with. Same thing with this piece, and this one will represent it even better. So here's the flower part right here. Pop that off. Pop that off right there. Just use your knife. Let the knife do the work. Pop that guy out right off of there. And you can get all the tops right away and get rid of the stuff you don't need. And there it is right there. And then, just so it'll cook with good timing, we want to cut these down a little bit further. So I'm going to cut each one of these into a quarter, just like that. If they're small enough and you feel like it'll be okay, you can leave them intact, like this guy right here. You can leave him just like that. Maybe that one. Some you might just get to cut in half, just like that. But the bigger ones like this, you want a quarter. It'll just help with the cook time. They'll all come out real even. We'll go half on that one, and that's a big guy there. We'll go a quarter on that. And then continue to separate this one from the center. Still got a little bit of that inedible center part. Just like that. Super easy. Take our basket, load it up. No seasoning yet, because we'll do that right at the end. Just like if we were cooking French fries or something like that, we'll season them as they come out of the hot oil. So right into our basket. And man, I'm going to put these guys down. They're gone. Perfect. Now let's get our pork chops flipped over again. Look at that. Beautiful color we got going on these pork chops right here. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, this is going to be my last flip right here. I'm going to let them sit here another 15, 20 seconds, and they're going to be ready to go into the oven to finish up. But, you know what? We're not going to make any kind of sauce with this. I think these will stand alone just fine. We'll do a little bit of garnish for them as well, but I like to just get my fingers on them. I can tell about their doneness. Make sure we use our thermometer to check them. You can serve these about 145 degrees. You don't have to go all the way to 160, 165. You can serve them about 145, leave them a little bit medium in the middle. They're gonna be good, you guys. So we're gonna go right to the oven. Sell those to the oven and let it go just as long as you need to. When we get back, man, we're gonna finish up the dish. We're gonna make our mashed potatoes, show you some really cool fried cauliflower. Stick around, you guys. This is Cooking Today. Smells so good in the kitchen right now. Man, we got a lot of cool things going on. Our cauliflower is done. We're gonna lift that up and just let it rest for a second. And right over the fryer, right over the basket, I'm gonna season this right now before it ever leaves the side of the basket with salt and black pepper. That's gonna be so good. And listen, I'm telling you, your family and friends are gonna be surprised. They're gonna go fried cauliflower, but it is so good. They will love it, I promise you. We're gonna also, right now, get our pork chops out of the oven because they're done. They've been in there about 10 minutes and they look heavenly. Look at that. Got some firmness to them. They should be done. Check them with your thermometer, guys. Make sure you check them so you know that they're not raw, okay? And we need a little bit of parsley. We want to get some garnish out for our plate. So we'll grab some fresh parsley out of the fridge and bring it right over here. And what we want to do is our normal thing. We love to have a little bit of garnish around the plate, a little bit of greenery. So we'll take some parsley here and just get it chopped up. Super simple. Just use your hand, let your hand rest on the top of the blade and just go back and forth. That'll dice it up real nice for you. Just like that, it's good. Now we have about 1/3 of the rest of a stick of butter. That same stick that we put into the potatoes earlier, we want to add that in here right now to these guys. And so our last job will be to mash these up right into the pot. I'm not using any cream, anything like that. Just that butter. And I seasoned them up real good. I'm probably going to just check them, make sure I got them seasoned up real good. But the Goldies make a good looking masher. Just not typical. Look at that color on those. And just how easy that is. Neat little tool right here. You can find these all over the place. Just a potato masher. Man, it works great for a small batch of potatoes. And we got the skins on. You notice it's just powering right through that skin. No problem. No problem at all. That is beautiful. Let me grab a spoon so I can check those. I want to make sure they're seasoned good. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, so good. Man, and if you want to heat them up just a little bit, you can add a little bit of crushed red pepper flake to them, and they will turn out just fine for you. But there is no cream involved, nothing like that. Just that much butter and whatever we had in the water. That's all. So let's get a plate out. Let's finish it up here. So we'll take our mashers, and I always love using my measuring cup to make my plates. So we'll take out our measuring cup and get us enough of those mashers for a portion size. And I always like to do mine center of the plate. And that's a good portion right there. It's a cup of mashers. I need my tongs right here. Get the nicest pork chop for me. Look at that. Look at that. Just lean it right up against that right there. Juicy, beautiful, beautiful. Then we'll take our cauliflower and come right over here to our plate as well. We seasoned it, right over the oil. And I'm going to put this right underneath that bone. Where that bone is hanging out the back, I'll put my cauliflower. Tell me that don't look good. Get it turned over so it's looking real good. That is dynamite right there. Okay, and we'll park that right here. The last thing we want to do is make sure our plate looks good, a little bit of garnish. So I want to put some garnish over the cauliflower as well. Just make sure it's represented. A little bit on top of that pork. And then just a little bit around the plate. You call them to the table and tell them you made them a fantastic dish that they will enjoy so much. You also tell them that the dish was made with love. Folks, this is cooking today.